Hello.
Hello.
Good morning or good afternoon. Yeah, for you.
Yeah, afternoon just.
Yeah.
Afternoon.
Yeah, so it's quite new. I started it during lockdown, as I've lots of other great, amazing projects started during coronavirus lockdown. But I kind of started, I hadn't really listened to podcasts much before, and so I started listening to a few podcasts during lockdown, and I was listening to this one, and they also have an Instagram account called The Great Women Artists, and that's very much focused on representation of female artwork, but in visual art. And I really enjoyed it, and I felt like I learned so much, but I started thinking about how it's similar, like that this representation is also needed in dance, but I found it quite interesting because I feel like a lot of people might not realize because that is needed, because dance is often seen as quite a female, stereotypically female art form. But then when you look a bit deeper, then there is actually a lack of females, not for want of their talent, but a lack of females at the top, either in choreographic or directorial positions. Also, as a young person, I very much grew up when there was lots of boys in dance schemes, which of course I think are amazing, and it's really great, and that there are different challenges there. But I also just felt like it was really important for me to really just celebrate women in dance, and I feel like maybe we're taken as a given sometimes. So that was really important for me. So yeah, I just started by sharing sort of daily images, paintings, work of different choreographers, especially from throughout history, because I'm very passionate about seeing dance history as a whole and seeing who we've stood on the shoulders of, who's come before us and made things possible today. And as much as I'm sharing a lot of people who I know and love, I also think the really important thing about it for me, and is kind of a personal mission, is that it's really a learning tool for myself as well, to highlight people who I maybe didn't know about or have overlooked. And that became particularly important when the Black Lives Matter protests came up and gained momentum, because I realized as well that, and it was quite upsetting, or a moment of reflection for me, because I realized that the people I was initially sharing in those first few weeks were very much from my own bubble of knowledge that I knew. And it really forced me to try and consider and research other people that for whatever reason had been kind of excluded from my dance education, and then found amazing, like the big revelation was Katherine Dunham, and I'd heard her name but hadn't really done much research about her, and she was such an amazing figure in the development of Black dance in America, and also did great research in anthropology. So yeah, it's really amazing to use it as a learning tool as well, to reassess our prescribed notions of what dance history is. So I wanted to start off mainly with the images, and also videos looking back to women from history, and then also one of the initiatives we've kind of just started is that I'm collaborating with the visual artist Aliona Baranova, who I've known for quite some time, and she's actually quite young. She's only 17, 18, and I'm just astounded by how amazing her portraiture is. And we're creating portraits of renowned female dance pioneers from history, which we're collating together on this website we've just launched to try and get like a visual timeline. The name contemporary dance suggests that you always have to be relevant, and contemporary relevant, and always innovating and having new ideas. And so that maybe suggests that looking back to history is not the most like fashionable thing to do. But I read this Mark Twain quote that I've now used in several articles when I'm writing, because I just think it's amazing. And he said that there is no such thing as new idea. It is impossible. We simply take a lot of new ideas and put them into a sort of mental kaleidoscope. We give them a turn and they make new and curious combinations, but they are the same pieces of colored glass that have been in use through all the ages. And this just really stuck with me, because I think it really shows how you can take things that from the past and use them to inspire new ideas. So yeah, looking back to the work of postmodernists in the 60s doesn't mean that you're copying and you're not doing anything innovative. It's just taking ideas and presenting them in a new way. And I think especially as this is becoming increasingly important, especially as things are happening that are making us realize that our version of history that we think we know is actually only one perspective. So that makes it even more important to look back and tell history in a different way or show it from new perspectives. Whether this is, I think I mentioned in some of our emails, there was the amazing project recently with the Pina Bausch Foundation and École de Sable, which presented an African Rite of Spring. So that's showing us, it's obviously, it's existing choreography, but showing it in a new way that feels like relevant to the 21st century and 2020. Yeah, I hope that answers the question, so it's quite long.
So yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, Emily.
Thank you.
Yeah, talk soon.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.